Arturia just released tons of new updates to their software synths, including Analog Lab 5, which I think you guys are going to be hearing about a bunch. They've also released 4 brand new instruments, one of them being the June 6V. So I'm realizing upon editing this video that this might not be called the June 6V, maybe it's just called the June 6. Should I be calling it June 6.5? I don't know. Work it out in the comments. I'm choosing to cover and make a full track out of the June 6V because it really just stood out to me out of the instruments that they just released. It's got a very strong late 80s, early 90s sort of synthwave vibe. Even stepping into the 8-bit sort of Super Nintendo realm, especially the drums. I think that the presets are killer, and I took a shot at making a full-on track just using the 6V almost exclusively. Not gonna lie, this whole process took me out of my comfort zone because making a full track with one synth definitely puts you in a box. All that being said, there are some weak points to this synth as well, in my opinion. We'll be stepping into the simple functionality with an emphasis on how the instrument actually sounds, so we'll be getting into the presets. LK, Arturia, let's nosedive into this. This monitor that I'm using isn't super high def, and I kind of like how it just fits into the screen no problem. Oh wait, there's an advanced tab. I think it's time for a monitor update. Any suggestions? In any case, if you click on the gear icon up here, you have general settings, MIDI, macro, and tutorials. Tutorials is an amazing feature and just a great way to learn about the 6V and just synthesis in general. It gives you the theory and functionality behind every single part of the synth, which I find to be very useful. In the advanced part of the synth, you have 2 effects, so delay, reverb, you have an envelope, an LFO, as well as an assign. Assign allows you to use external MIDI to change the parameters of the synth. So we're starting from scratch here and we'll see where this takes us. Let's get a solid foundation going. I'm gonna start with a pad and a 4 on the floor kick pattern. Okay. Yes, I like this 80s one. I'm going to bring the attack down and I'm going to lay something down with that. I'm just going to go ahead and add Arturia's Chorus Dimension D to this, because I use it on all my synths. And here's a video on that actually. And now that we have more context and like an actual chord progression, I want to hear a few more of these presets actually. Ooh! Definitely saving that one. Let's hear a few more. I'm losing my mind. These are amazing. Yo, totally intergalactic, bro. Really amazing presets for these pads. Like, it responds so well to parameter changes as well. Like the portamento sounds amazing. I'm back on the Oceanic preset, and since we're doing a 4 on the floor kick pattern, let's sync this to quarter notes, this LFO here. We could also turn off the sync button and make that pumping motion a bit more random and out of time. It just responds so well. And now for a kick for this to pump along to. Not gonna lie, in my opinion, the drums on the 6V are kind of weak. I do like this kick drum preset. It's called Kickstart. I'm like way down, maybe 3 octaves down. Yeah, let's plug this in and see what we can do with it. I'll save us some time here with the 6V hi-hat and snare, and the original track that I made, it just wasn't happening at all. That's not a snare. It has its use, but it just didn't work for what I had in mind for this track. And it was the same sort of deal with the hi-hats. I did manage to get like a Super Nintendo 8-bit cheesy sort of tom sound with this preset called 78 Synth Drum. I got my other drums from Arturia's Emulator 2, which is another one they just released today. Bass. I love the bass tones on this synth. Ooh, right off the top. Ooh. Let's go with this one, 32 bass 2. Great, we've got a foundation. Let's check out a few more options. Ooh. We'll take a look at some leads along with another essential element of this synth, the arpeggiator. I'm literally just going to copy paste what we came up with the pads and then turn on the arpeggiator, go from there. There's so many presets to choose from, but I'm going to head to the synth lead. So starting with Funny Cat, flick on the arpeggiator. Love that square wave sound. I like squares. This is so sick! Oh my god. This is insane! I mean, do I need to show you anything else? This is incredible. I try to think of my synths as like a string orchestra within my tracks. I always automate things just to bring that performance and polish up to the next level. And the June 6V just responds really well to that. For example, on the synth pad of the original track, I automated the decay as well as the sustain, which kind of just really opens things up. So all in all, with what we just created today, this is what we came up with. Definitely needs a good mix, but we're in it now. Epic! All in all, I think that the weak and strong points of the June 6V are very evident. From what we looked at here, the strong points being like the very luscious pads, the arpeggiator is just insane, and the weak points being the percussive elements, I would say, but it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. This is all just my opinion, of course. Obviously, you might have a different one, but at least now you have more of a context of what you might be getting into. I've done a ton of videos on Arturia products, linked up above, and also I've left that in the description. There's one last thing I gotta say. Take a quick look at this. 80% of the people watching my videos are not subscribers. I just like to let you guys know that I'm welcoming you with open arms. If you're looking for more of this sort of content, I'm almost at 100 videos at this point and so much more to come. Join us. This channel is really starting to grow fast, which makes me really happy. Thanks so much to the many subscribers that tagged along this week. I really appreciate you guys. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.